discuss about how to derive an expression for Ohm's law. From this we may derive or we may obtain an expression for conductivity, and this may be represented by letter sigma. Once you know the conductivity, naturally you can also define about resistivity. Conductivity and resistivity, these are all reciprocal to each other. If I say that resistivity is inversely proportional to the conductivity, once you know one, other you can find out easily. Similarly, here also I am writing one thing. Slope is G. G is conductance, R is resistance. This conductance G and resistance are also inversely proportional to each other. These are the certain basic concepts. So now we are going to derive the expression for Ohm's law. This is called microscopic study of derived expression for Ohm's law. Microscopic study. So where we have to start is, we know that the relation between current and drift velocity is given as relation between current and drift velocity, that we know we have derived as I is equal to Nai Vd. Yes, Vd is drift velocity. This is the basic relation from which only we are going to derive. But one more thing we know is I is equal to NA E for drift velocity is E tau by m into electric field. Any doubt, you can refer the previous class. This is an expression for drift velocity with which electrons are drifted towards a positive terminal when the electric field is applied. So this can be simply written as I is equal to Na E squared tau by m into an electric field is E. This is the relation between current and electric field E. But according to Ohm's law, so the current must be related to the potential difference. Then what is the relation between electric field and potential is, any electric field is defined as potential gradient, potential divided by distance. Potential divided by distance between the two plates or distance between the two wires will be called as, so electric field, generally electric field is called as potential gradient. Any physical quantity varying with respect to distance is called gradient. One important word I am introducing, that electric field is called potential gradient. That means potential will change with respect to distance in an electric field. Now I am substituting for E, therefore I could be written as Na E squared tau by m into E is equal to B. Suppose distance between the two conductors, instead of B I can take it as length of the conductor is L. Now in this term I could be written as N E squared tau by m into another one more term A by L into, then I can put B. This is an important equation for current in terms of potential. I have started with the velocity, now I end with the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor as B. Now this is the equation for current. Any current is nothing but flow of charge. Any flow of charge is nothing but conductance. Therefore I can relate it to this term, we can call it as conductance, because only the current will depend on conductance. If there is a conductance, there will be current flow. No conductance, no current flow. Therefore we can say that this is I, this could be taken as G. Therefore G into potential difference between the two plate B. Or again this could be written as I is equal to, any conductance is nothing but 1 by resistance. Therefore this could be written as 1 by R into B. Ohm introduced a new term is called R, where R is called resistance of a conductor. Therefore based on this equation 3, we can write that at a constant temperature. At a constant temperature is very important. Why the constant temperature? That we are going to discuss in the next classes. At a constant temperature, the current flowing through the conductor, suppose if this is a conductor, current flowing through the conductor will depend upon the potential difference. If this is positive, this should be negative. If both are positive, no current flow. Both are negative, no current flow. If there is a potential difference, current flow. If the potential difference increases, more current will flow. Therefore, how much current flowing through the conductor will depend upon difference in potential between the two ends, that he is calling as V. Therefore, at a constant temperature, this current is steady current. A steady current flowing through the conductor. A steady current flowing through the conductor. Through the conductor, I can call it as XY, is directly proportional to, this is directly proportional to potential difference between the ends of the conductor. Potential difference between the ends of a conductor or XY. This is Ohm's law. That's all. Therefore, according to Ohm's law, we can say that I is proportional to B. Or we can more peculiarly, we can write as B is equal to I into R. This is Ohm's law. This already we have studied in the lower class, but now this time we are deriving this equation is called microscopic derivation for Ohm's law. This is very important. For this question, you have to start from here and you have to end that I is proportional to B, or we can say that B equal to I into R. That's all. So this graphical representation, this B equal to IR is represented graphically as if V is taken along x-axis, I is taken along y-axis, then what you are getting is called a straight line. But remember the slope, dy by dx, slope is not a resistance, it is a G. Therefore you can say that I is proportional to only G. But G is 1 by R, that is different. But in this case, the slope is G. If you want to find out resistance, then resistance is nothing but not a slope, it is 1 by slope. These are the very, very important. And moreover, this Ohm's law is applicable only for steady current, it is not for non-steady current. For example, Ohm's law is applicable only for steady current. When V increases, I increases, it will apply. When V increases, I not increases, Ohm's law fails. When V increases, V does not increase, but I alone increases, Ohm's law fails. So V not increase up to particular level, immediately after some time it begins to increase, does not obey Ohm's law. Suppose if I say that it varies like this one, this is also not Ohm's law. Therefore, Ohm's law means whenever there is a change in V, there must be a corresponding change in I. Otherwise, these will not obey Ohm's law. This you should keep in mind, because whatever you study, it should be very well versed that can also be able to interpret in a graph. Therefore, a graph is drawn between V and I. For every change in V, there must be a corresponding change in I. Then it is called Ohm's law. This is the derivation for Ohm's law. The next one is we are going to derive an expression for conductivity, is another important term, conductivity. Therefore, conductivity means we know that from this equation 2, we know that conductance. We know that first we start with the conductance. G is equal to N E square tau by M into A into M. This is the expression for conductance. Aim is to find out the derivative expression for conductivity, but I am starting with from conductance. Expression for conductance from equation number 2. But this term is a constant, and this term we are giving a new term is called conductivity into A by N. Now I can say that conductance will be called as conductivity if A, L must be equal to 1. Therefore, now I am defining conductivity based on the above equation that if area cross section of the wire is 1 meter square and the length equal to 1 meter, then you can see that conductivity is equal to G, conductance. Correct? So what is conductivity? Conductivity is defined as conductance of a conductor having unit length and unit area of cross section. That's all. Therefore, I am defining conductivity is the conductance. Is the conductance? Yes. Is the conductance of a conductor or a wire. Conductance of a conductor having unit length. That is L equal to 1, and unit area of cross section. Unit area of cross section where A equal to 1 meter square. This is cross section. This is conductivity. Therefore, this is the definition for conductivity. But based on this, what is an expression for conductivity? What is the expression for conductivity? The expression for conductivity, either you can write sigma is equal to, you see, N E square tau by M. Or sometimes from here also you can write sigma is equal to conductance into length divided by area of cross section. Which one is correct? Both are correct. Which you will prefer depending upon the data given to you. If this G is equal to conductance, this can also be written as 1 by R into L into A. 1 by R into L into A. Then what is the unit for conductivity? Now you see, unit for conductivity sigma can be written as 1 by R. R is 1 by O. Then L is meter, area is meter square. Now you simplify, this meter gets cancelled. Then ohm taken to the numerator, from the denominator numerator, either you can write ohm inverse meter minus 1. Or sometimes this can be written as MHO, ohm inverse is MHO meter minus 1. Or sometimes it is written by the name of the scientist SCINEN, Siemens. Then what are the units of conductivity? All the three are correct. If you want to write the dimension for this one, that you have to work on your own. So again repeating, how will you derive the expression for conductivity? First of all, you start from conductance. So conductance is equal to this one. and therefore this I am calling it as new term is called sigma. This is our hero, conductivity. So I want to define conductivity in terms of words. For that, what I am making is, if A equal to 1 and L equal to 1, then G could be written as sigma. Or conductivity is equal to conductance of a conductor, provided length should be 1 and area cross section should be equal to 1 meter squared. That's all. Then one more thing. So what will be the expression for sigma? Either you can write this is sigma, yes, correct. Or you can also write from here also, sigma is equal to G into L by A, which is right, all are correct. Then I want to give the unit for this one means G is equal to 1 by R, L into A. Based on this we have derived some units. What are the three units? Ohm inverse, M inverse, mho, M inverse, or simply Siemens. These are all the unit of conductivity. Then next we come to the resistivity. So resistivity, already we know that any resistivity is nothing but reciprocal of conductivity, simple. Therefore resistivity could be written as reciprocal of conductivity. Simply I can write this one, that equal to M into N E square tau. Or we can also derive resistivity from this basic equation. Again we know that conductance. Conductance G is equal to N E square tau M into A by L. Therefore resistance R is equal to 1 by G. Therefore resistance R equal to inverted ML divided by N E square tau into A. This we can write as M divided by N E square tau into L by A. Now L and A are variable, but these terms are not variable. Therefore we can say this term we are giving a new term is resistivity rho into L by A. Similar to the conductance, now also we are writing R is equal to new term rho into L by A. Therefore now I am going to define resistivity. How will you define resistivity? You see, therefore resistivity rho is equal to R if L equal to 1 meter, similarly A equal to 1 meter square. Here conductivity is a conductance if L and A are 1. Here resistivity equal to resistance of length having 1 meter and area cross section 1 meter square. Therefore I can say that resistivity is the resistance. Resistivity is the resistance of a conductor or a wire of length 1 meter, area 1 meter square. That's all. Then what are the unit expression for rho? Either you can write the expression for rho is M divided by N E squared tau, or from here rho is equal to R into A by L. Both are correct. Depending upon the input data given to you, you can select the appropriate value. Then what will be the unit for this one? Unit of rho. For R the unit is ohm. For A meter square, L is meter, meter cancel, therefore the unit is ohm meter. That's all. Therefore, from which I have derived the expression for Ohm's law, from which I can find out the conductivity, then I find out the resistivity. Then our next step, the next learning will be based on resistivity. So we have to compare resistivity with the resistance and also current with the current density and some of the comparisons that we have to understand. To have a clear understanding on these small terms which have small differences like resistance and resistivity, conductance and conductivity, current and current density, and these are all our next focus that we will discuss in the next class. Till then I am leaving from you, your teacher Ananda Narayanan. Thank you.